Time has stopped for you. Heaven itself has pressed pause on everything around you because this moment is sacred. You have been running, fighting, enduring more than most could bear. And now the voice of God whispers into your spirit, "Be still." You are not reading this by coincidence. You are not here by chance. Every second that led to this one has been orchestrated so that you would finally hear what heaven has been saying all along. I will heal your body. Close your eyes for a moment. Let the noise of the world fade away. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm inside you is not random. It's the sound of divine intention. With every beat, God says, "You are still alive because I am not finished with you yet." There have been nights when pain wrapped around you like a chain, when sleep fled and fear whispered that things would never get better. But here you are, chosen to stand in the doorway between what was and what will be. The healer is near. When you close your eyes, you open the door to the unseen. You give heaven permission to enter the rooms of your soul that you have kept locked away, the places where disappointment, sickness, and exhaustion have built their walls. God says, "Let me in." The pain that once defined you is about to be rewritten by His touch. What medicine couldn't do, what people couldn't promise, heaven is now commanding into being. You may not feel it all at once, but there is movement in the invisible. The air around you thickens with divine power. The same spirit that hovered over the deep in Genesis now hovers over you. Every breath you take draws in the light of restoration. Every exhale releases the residue of what hurt you. This is not imagination. This is spiritual reality responding to obedience. For healing begins not with sight, but with surrender. The Word of God speaks, and it cannot lie. It is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10, "Be still, and know that I am God." Those words are not poetry, they are command and comfort combined. They are heaven's invitation for you to release the struggle and let divine hands do what only they can. You've tried fixing yourself. You've tried pretending it doesn't hurt. But the Lord says, "Stop striving and trust me." Stillness is not weakness, it's spiritual warfare done in peace. Right now, angels stand beside you. Their wings move in silence as they carry the healing virtue of heaven into your body. Cells listen when God speaks. Bones remember the sound of their Creator. The organs that have been weary are awakening to divine order. Your body is not your enemy, it's a temple that God is cleansing from the inside out. You will feel warmth where there was pain, clarity where there was confusion, strength where there was weakness. It begins as a whisper, then builds like fire. Do not rush this. Healing is not a race. It is a reunion between your spirit and the one who made you whole before the world began. The same hands that shaped the galaxies are touching you now. Every scar is becoming a testimony. Every tear is being translated into power. This is what it means to be chosen not to live without pain, but to witness God's glory through it. Take another breath. Let it in slowly. Let the peace of Christ settle over you like soft rain. The worries that used to roar inside your mind are being silenced. You are being rewritten from the inside. Heaven is writing your name beside the word healed. When you open your eyes, open them differently. Open them as someone who knows the light is already working. Don't chase signs, you are the sign. You are living evidence that God's word never returns void. And when doubt comes again, and it will remember this moment, Remember the stillness. Remember that healing begins the moment you stop fighting and start trusting. This is your moment to step into divine rest. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Now, healing responds to faith in motion. If this word reached your heart, don't keep it hidden. Let it move through you. Share it so others may find their own moment of stillness. Like this message, if it stirred your faith. Subscribe to stay under the flow of healing. And write in the comments 999, I receive my divine restoration, because when heaven speaks, even your pain must listen. The presence around you does not fade when you scroll away. It lingers, waiting for your agreement. Every heartbeat declares that healing has already begun. Heaven's rhythm now beats inside your restored frame. Let your tomorrow testify of what began here. Stand as proof that stillness opens gates of power. Wherever you walk, light will follow. Every breath will echo. I am healed. I am whole. You have carried so much for so long that even your bones remember the weight of it. The world may see only your face, your routines, your efforts to smile through the pain, but heaven has seen the secret battles within your body, the quiet tremors, the exhaustion that lingers even when you rest. Nothing you have endured has been hidden from God's eyes. The aches you thought no one noticed were counted. Every tear stored in His bottle. You were never forgotten, even in the silence. There are moments when suffering makes you question purpose. When pain persists, the mind whispers, maybe God has stopped listening. But that is a lie formed in the shadows. The truth is this: your pain has been a conversation between you and heaven all along. Every time you cried out, even when words failed, the Spirit translated your groans into prayer. You thought you were breaking, but you were being noticed. It is easy to believe that strength means pretending, to act as though nothing is wrong because faith should look fearless. Yet true faith is not the absence of weakness, it's the decision to trust in the middle of it. Your sickness, your tiredness, your discouragement have not disqualified you from being chosen. They have made your healing all the more miraculous. God has been collecting the fragments of your endurance to build something greater than you imagined. Sometimes you looked around and saw others rising while you felt stuck, trapped in a body that would not cooperate. You asked, why them and not me? But heaven whispers, because your testimony will require a deeper fire. The longer the waiting, the brighter the glory when it arrives. The pain you carry is not punishment, it is preparation. You are learning to recognize divine strength because you've known human weakness too well. Picture this: a potter shaping clay. The wheel spins, the pressure builds, and at times the vessel seems to collapse beneath the potter's hand. But the artist never leaves it ruined. He starts again, molding with patience until the form reflects his vision. You are that vessel, shaped by divine fingers, pressed not to destroy but to define. The pressure you feel is not evidence of abandonment. It is proof that the Creator's hands are still on you. There were nights when you whispered, I can't take this anymore. Yet somehow, you did. That somehow was grace in motion. Grace held your breath when anxiety stole it. Grace kept your pulse steady when fear rose. Grace stood at the edge of despair and said, not yet. The story isn't over. And even when your faith faltered, God's faithfulness didn't. The covenant that covers you is unbreakable. Scripture gives voice to this truth, reminding you that rest is divine. It is written in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Those words are not a suggestion, they are a summons. Heaven calls you not to perform, but to surrender. You do not earn rest, you inherit it. You are being invited to lay down the burdens you were never meant to carry alone. The weight of expectation, the fear of tomorrow, the constant pressure to be strong. God says, "Put it down. I will carry it now." When your body trembles, when pain returns, do not interpret it as defeat. Healing is not always instant. Sometimes it's a gradual unraveling of what's been tangled for years. Each wave of discomfort may be the old breaking away to make room for the new. Just because you can't see the progress doesn't mean heaven is still. Underneath the surface, transformation is alive. You have been conditioned to expect disappointment, but the pattern ends here. The same God who saw you at your weakest has already written your recovery into existence. You may feel fragile, but fragility is sacred ground where miracles grow. You are not abandoned in your suffering, you are accompanied. Every ache is now under divine observation. Every pain point becoming an altar for healing. So breathe again. Let the breath enter not as survival, but as surrender. God's presence is closer than your pulse, and He is whispering peace into every broken rhythm. You are not your diagnosis. You are not the fatigue, the limitation, the fear. You are the temple being rebuilt by divine command. The proof that restoration is not a myth. And when this season closes, your scars will not shame you. They will shine as evidence of the God who never left. Pain does not define you, it refines you. What once weakened your frame is now teaching your soul endurance. You are learning how to breathe under pressure, how to trust when nothing feels certain. Every ache is turning into a testimony of grace. Heaven is rewriting your story line by line, transforming what was bitter into holy strength. You will rise from this, not wounded, but wiser, radiant, and whole. You are here because something greater guided you. Out of thousands of voices, one message found its way to your screen, and it speaks directly to your heart. This is not coincidence. It is divine alignment. You could have scrolled past. You could have dismissed it, but heaven made sure you didn't. The invisible hand of God positioned you in this exact moment so that His word could reach the very place that hurts the most. Your steps are not random. Every detour, every delay, even every disappointment has been part of a divine choreography designed to bring you here. You may not understand why certain doors closed or why people walked away, but heaven saw what you could not. God redirected your path to preserve you for purpose. The pain that once felt like punishment was actually protection. What you thought was rejection was simply redirection. There have been seasons when you doubted if heaven remembered your name. You prayed and waited, but silence answered. Yet, even in that silence, God was speaking in whispers too holy for words. The moments when you thought nothing was happening were the very moments heaven was setting the stage. Timing isn't delay, it's design. When everything felt still, the unseen realm was at work, preparing what your eyes were not yet ready to see. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are being guided through divine detours toward the fullness of your healing and calling. Your journey is not a map drawn by accident. It is a script written by the author of eternity. What feels like coincidence is choreography every step, every breath, every encounter carrying prophetic purpose, according to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Let that sink in. Even your missteps are redeemable when your heart is surrendered. The very roads you once resented are the ones that brought you closer to your breakthrough. Every delay has carried wisdom. Every disappointment has been a teacher in disguise. You didn't miss your moment. You were being matured for it. Heaven knows how to turn wrong turns into divine arrivals. Some of the most painful chapters in your life were the ones that redirected your entire destiny. Think of the nights you couldn't understand why certain things fell apart. What if those endings were actually beginnings in disguise? What if the very thing that felt like loss was saving you from lesser things? God's hand is gentle, but strategic. Nothing is wasted. Even your waiting is part of the miracle in motion. Sometimes, the greatest healing doesn't start in your body but in your direction. When you finally stop fighting for the old and surrender to the new, your spirit aligns with heaven's order. That alignment releases power suddenly. Things begin to move effortlessly. Not because you forced them, but because grace carried them. The moment you realize that God is not late, peace begins to govern your mind. Look at how far you've come. The things that were meant to break you have become the very soil where faith grew. You are not the same person who first cried out in fear. You have evolved into one who listens for divine timing instead of demanding instant answers. Heaven smiles on such trust. You are walking proof that even in uncertainty, destiny still unfolds exactly as it should. So the next time doubt whispers, "This is just a coincidence," silence it with truth. Tell your soul, "No, this is divine orchestration." Every closed door was direction. Every loss was making space for greater gain. The fact that you are here, reading these words, breathing in this moment of awareness, is itself a miracle. The healer not only restores your body, he restores your path. Now, take a moment to respond in faith. Write in the comments, "I trust your timing." Say it with intention. Those 4 words are not casual, they are surrender. When you type "I trust your timing," you are declaring that you no longer wrestle with divine order. You are handing back control to the one who never fails. It is your way of saying, "God, I release my impatience. I release my fear, and I choose to believe that every delay hides a purpose." The moment you write it, heaven records it as agreement, and what has been pending in the unseen begins to move. You are aligned now. Heaven has located you. What begins as awareness will soon unfold as manifestation, and you will realize that nothing in your story has been wasted, not 1 second, not 1 tear. Everything has been leading you to healing, to purpose, to peace. When you write, "I trust your timing," heaven hears surrender, not weakness. It is the language of faith that unlocks doors effort could never open. Those words mark agreement between your heart and heaven's rhythm. In that declaration, divine timing aligns, and miracles begin to move toward you without resistance. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the air resting against your skin, the pulse beneath your hand, the quiet hum of life within you. There is something holy about this stillness. Heaven moves most powerfully in silence. When noise fades and awareness deepens, this is where the touch of light begins, not with thunder or spectacle, but with gentle power moving unseen through the places where you've been hurting. You may not realize it, but divine light knows your body better than you do. It travels through you like a map drawn by the Creator himself, touching the nerves, the vessels, the very cells that carry memory and pain. Every heartbeat becomes an echo of heaven's rhythm. There is no part of you too damaged, too forgotten, or too far gone for light to reach. God's light does not ask permission from darkness. It simply arrives and transforms. The Word of God is not just sound, it is energy, living and active, capable of dividing soul from spirit, sickness from health, despair from peace. When you let it enter you, even silently, it begins to reconstruct what life has broken. Pain has language, but so does healing. Every whisper of divine presence tells your body, remember how to live again. Think of how sunlight touches the earth. It doesn't rush, it doesn't force, it simply shines. And everything that receives it responds. Naturally, flowers unfold, shadows retreat, color returns. That is how God's touch works. It doesn't demand performance, it simply exists. And your body cannot help but respond. Healing is less about striving and more about allowing divine light to do what only it can do. As was spoken through the prophet in the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 2, "But for you who revere my name, the Sun of Righteousness will rise with healing in its rays." These words are not metaphor, they are motion. They describe what is happening now. The Sun of Righteousness is not a distant image, but a living presence radiating through you. That light pierces where pain has hidden, dissolving the residue of years. You may not feel warmth immediately, but trust that light never travels in vain. Even when unseen, it is doing its work. There are places in you where darkness has lived too long, old memories, disappointments, words spoken over you that became invisible wounds. You have carried them silently, unaware that they've been shaping your health, your posture, your breath. Yet divine light reaches even there. It doesn't shame what it finds, it simply heals. Every cell that once remembered trauma now begins to remember truth. Sometimes, healing doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It shows up quietly in the way your breathing deepens, in the sudden peace that replaces anxiety, in the strength to rise where once you felt paralyzed. God's touch isn't always dramatic, but it is always deliberate. He doesn't overlook even a single corner of your being. Do you feel the difference? That gentle pressure in your chest, that subtle warmth across your shoulders, that calm blooming behind your eyes. None of it is random. The healer's presence is mapping you back to wholeness. Every inch of you is being rewritten with divine code. The sickness that claimed ownership of your body is being evicted by the authority of light. And while the world speaks of remedies and routines, heaven speaks of renewal. The divine touch doesn't merely repair what is broken, it restores original design. You were not created to live half alive, moving through days in quiet exhaustion. You were designed to radiate. When God said, "Let there be light," He didn't just speak to creation, He spoke to you. That light is still echoing, still creating, still commanding life into every hidden place. You are not imagining this peace, it's real. The same energy that resurrected Christ from the dead is now flowing through you. Not a poetic statement, but a living reality. The divine current is reordering you, clearing away the fog, silencing the noise of pain. You don't have to earn it. You simply have to breathe it in. If you could see yourself from heaven's view right now, you would be astonished. The fractures that seemed final are closing. The light that began as a whisper is becoming a flood. You are being remade without even trying, simply by surrendering to presence. What once was chaos is learning harmony. What once was lifeless is responding to command. You don't need to prove your faith for light to work. You don't need to feel holy or worthy. You simply need to remain open. Light is loyal to those who let it in. And when the touch of God meets the trust of your heart, miracles no longer feel impossible, they become inevitable. Remain still for a little longer. Let the silence speak louder than words. Let the warmth spread deeper than thought. You are not waiting for healing anymore. You are standing inside it. The touch of light is already within you, doing what only heaven can. Faith is not built in comfort. It is formed in the moments when you are asked to believe what you cannot yet see. Healing requires that kind of belief, the kind that stands steady even when the body trembles. This is where faith overcomes fear. Fear says, "What if it doesn't work?" Faith whispers, "But what if it does?" You've carried fear like a shadow. Haven't you fear of what the doctor might say? Fear of getting worse. Fear of never feeling whole again. It lingers in your chest, quiet but heavy, making every breath a negotiation. Yet, even as you read this, something begins to shift. The same presence that calmed storms on the sea is now calming the storm inside you. Faith does not deny pain, it just refuses to let pain be the final word. Every miracle in Scripture began with someone who dared to believe that God's word was stronger than their circumstance. They didn't wait for perfect conditions, they just believed. We find in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, verse 34, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." That woman had suffered for 12 long years. Yet one act of faith, one touch, changed everything. She didn't chase recognition. She didn't make demands. She reached out quietly, believing that even a fragment of divine power could rewrite her story. That same faith lives inside you now. Maybe your healing won't look dramatic at first. Maybe it will begin as a soft peace that spreads through your thoughts, a sudden lightness in your chest, or a quiet courage to face another day without fear. That's how God often moves, gently, yet completely. Fear builds walls, faith builds windows. When you choose faith, you let divine light pour through every hidden corner of your heart. Fear shrinks you. Faith expands you. Fear says you're unworthy. Faith says you're chosen. And each time you choose faith, you are choosing to let heaven's power move freely in your life. Now, take a slow breath. Imagine it like the tide coming in with peace, going out with release. Each breath says, "I believe." You are not forcing healing to happen. You are simply allowing what heaven already desires for you. If these words have stirred your heart, if this message has brought you closer to peace, tap the heart, share the light, and let it ripple outward. When you like this message, it's as if you're striking a match in the dark. When you share it, that single flame multiplies into 1,000 tiny fires of hope. And when you feel led, subscribe, not as a follower of a channel, but as a keeper of the flame. Each time you return, you are returning to the fire that keeps faith alive within you. If your heart feels drawn to give, Let it be gentle and joyful. Your donation is not payment, it's planting. Picture a small seed dropped into fertile soil, quiet, unnoticed, yet destined to bloom where another weary soul will one day rest in its shade. Your generosity becomes rain to that garden of healing. When you give, you're not funding a voice, you're fueling a movement of peace, ensuring that messages like this continue reaching those who can't yet hear hope on their own. Every small offering becomes a whisper of kindness carried on the wind. Do it only if your spirit smiles when you think of it. Heaven loves a cheerful giver because cheerful giving is an act of freedom. The garden does not beg for rain, it simply opens when it falls. Like, share, subscribe, plant. These are not commands, they are invitations to participate in light. Each gesture, no matter how small, keeps this circle of hope alive, weaving your faith into the faith of others. Take another breath and let it settle. You are part of something luminous now, a quiet revolution of healing hearts. When you move in faith, you keep the current flowing, and the world grows a little brighter because of you. When you choose to plant light instead of worry, heaven multiplies it beyond your sight. The smallest seed of faith becomes a forest of healing, growing silently in souls you may never meet, yet all connected through the same divine breath moving within us all. What you give your time, your faith, your kindness returns as unseen strength. Heaven measures differently, not by value, but by heart. Each gentle act echoes through eternity, carving paths of light in places where despair once lived, proving that love never leaves empty-handed. Imagine your generosity as a river. It doesn't hoard water, it flows freely, nourishing everything it touches. When you give, you become that river, carrying peace, restoration, and renewal to dry lands. And in that giving, your own soul drinks deeply of divine joy. So, when the next person finds this message, may they feel your fingerprint of faith upon it. May your quiet gift become their loud awakening, a reminder that healing travels in circles and that somewhere, because of your faith, another heart will learn to believe again. Every breath you take is a sacred exchange, a meeting point between heaven and earth. You inhale grace, you exhale pain. You breathe in peace, you breathe out fear. Each breath carries a message. Life still dwells within me. It is through breath that God continues his conversation with you, even when words fail. Your breathing speaks the language of survival and faith. Sometimes you forget how holy that is. You've been through moments where every inhale felt heavy, where your chest seemed too tight to carry another sigh. But here you are, still breathing, still alive, proof that divine hands have not let go of you. When you close your eyes and slow your breath, you are aligning your rhythm with the heartbeat of heaven. Healing isn't always loud. Sometimes it arrives like air, invisible, quiet, yet absolutely essential. The same breath that entered Adam in the beginning still fills you today. You are not breathing by accident. You are sustained by divine intention. Each breath you take right now is the whisper of God saying, "I am not done with you yet." It is written in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 6, "I will put breath in you, and you will come to life." This promise wasn't only for dry bones in an ancient valley, it's for you, your weary body, your heavy mind, your tired heart. All of it is being filled again with the breath of renewal. What feels lifeless is remembering how to live. What has been silent is beginning to sing again. As you inhale, imagine light entering your body, traveling to every cell, cleansing, restoring, awakening. As you exhale, picture the heaviness leaving the worry, the grief, the exhaustion. The atmosphere around you changes when you breathe with intention. Heaven begins to respond to your rhythm. Your body knows what to do when your soul gives it permission to rest. You do not have to force healing, you only have to stop resisting it. When you breathe, you are not just surviving, you are worshipping. Each breath becomes a prayer without words, a declaration that says, God, I trust your timing. I welcome your presence. There were times you wanted to give up, but your lungs refused. Even when your mind whispered, I can't go on, your breath continued as if heaven itself insisted. Yes, you can. That is divine mercy at work, the mercy that sustains even when strength disappears. Look around you. The air that fills this moment is not ordinary. It carries peace. You don't have to do anything grand to receive healing. You just have to breathe and believe. When you align your breath with faith, your spirit begins to heal faster than your body can understand. Take a slow inhale now, hold it gently. Feel the calm spreading. This is your sacred exchange with the Creator. You give Him your heaviness, and He gives you His peace. You release fear. He releases strength. You let go, and heaven takes over. The world teaches you to rush, to fill every silence with sound, every pause with movement. But healing happens in stillness. When you breathe deeply, you step into that divine stillness where miracles are born. You begin to feel lighter, freer, more alive. And now, as you sit in this peace, know this truth. Restoration is not coming, it's already here. It's in the air around you, the warmth on your skin, the calm within your chest. You are being healed breath by breath, quietly but completely. Before you leave this moment, respond in faith. Heaven often marks healing through action, not because He needs your gesture, but because it seals what your spirit has received. In this moment, write in the comments 888. Do you know why? The number 888 symbolizes new beginnings, resurrection, and divine completion. When you type it, you are declaring, my breath is renewed. My life begins again. It's not superstition, it's symbolism, an act of faith that marks the turning of your story. As you write 888, imagine the circle of your healing closing perfectly, with no missing pieces. You are declaring that the same God who breathed life into the first man is breathing restoration into you now. The moment you press those numbers, heaven acknowledges your faith and adds its Amen. Stay here a little longer. Breathe again. Let your heart say thank you without words. You are no longer running on empty, you are filled, overflowing, and alive in ways your pain tried to silence. Keep breathing, keep believing. Heaven is moving through your lungs. When you write 888, you are not typing digits, you are breathing agreement into existence. It is a symbol of divine renewal, a whisper from your spirit to heaven saying, I receive life again, I choose resurrection over despair. Those 3 eights form an unbroken flow, like eternity looping through your breath. As you type them, Imagine golden light circling your name in heaven's book of healing, your new beginning sealed, your strength restored, your purpose reborn. There are battles that no one else can see. They do not leave scars on your skin, but they bruise your spirit. These are the unseen wars, the silent struggles that rage within the body and the mind, where pain hides behind polite smiles and strength is measured by how well you pretend to be fine. Yet even those hidden battles are not invisible to heaven. The unseen realm is more real than the visible. There are forces that have sought to weaken you, not just physically, but spiritually. Darkness has whispered lies that your body would never recover, that your peace was beyond repair, that you were fighting alone. But the truth stands firm. The power of the living God has been surrounding you all along, dismantling every chain that ever tried to bind you. You may not have realized it, but your healing is also a victory in a larger war. Every ache that leaves your body, every fear that loses its grip, every breath that comes easier, each one is a defeat for darkness. You are not merely being healed, you are being reclaimed. You belong to light, and light always wins. Sometimes the battle feels endless. You pray, you believe, yet the struggle lingers like a shadow that refuses to lift. But remember, these shadows only exist because light is near. The closer you are to breakthrough, the louder the resistance becomes. That is not a sign of failure. It is evidence that the enemy senses he is losing his hold. The Apostle Paul wrote of such battles when he reminded us that our war is not against flesh and blood. The pain in your body may be real, but behind that pain, spiritual tension unfolds. You are not weak, you are targeted because you carry light. The moment you chose faith over fear, heaven marked you as untouchable property of the King, and darkness began to tremble. As it is written in the letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world." These words are not meant to scare you, but to awaken you. The enemy has been studying your weakness, hoping to exploit your exhaustion, but heaven has been guarding you, stationing angels at every corner of your life. Each time you felt you were about to break, something unseen lifted you. That was not luck, it was protection. Imagine your spirit clothed in invisible armor, forged not from metal but from faith. Every word of Scripture, every prayer whispered in tears, every act of kindness when you were hurting, each one has strengthened that armor. The enemy has tried to pierce it, but light cannot be pierced by darkness. Every attack only exposes the brilliance of what surrounds you. This is why you are still standing. This is why, despite all that has come against you, you have not collapsed. You have been kept for this moment, chosen to testify of a strength not your own. The war may not have ended, but victory is already written in your favor. The wounds of battle may remain for a while, but they are no longer signs of defeat, they are proof of endurance. Scars in the kingdom of light are medals of honor, each one telling the story of a fight that faith won. You carry those marks not with shame, but with reverence. And though the darkness still tries to whisper, its voice grows weaker with every breath of faith you take. Each time you choose peace over panic, hope over despair, forgiveness over bitterness, you are striking back. Heaven celebrates these small, unseen victories as triumphs greater than any war fought with swords. You may not see the angels, but they are moving, You may not hear the battle cry, but it thunders in the unseen as heaven defends what belongs to God. The sickness that tried to take you out will regret ever touching a soul that refuses to surrender. Every night you survived was another arrow deflected, another declaration that light still reigns. So walk through today with quiet confidence. The war has been loud, but your peace will be louder. Do not fear the shadows, they only prove that you are still shining. The forces that fought to destroy you are now witnessing your recovery, your resilience, your divine restoration. You are living evidence that faith is the most powerful weapon in existence. The unseen battle continues, but you no longer fight alone. You are surrounded by the same power that raised Christ from the grave, the same spirit that turns ashes into crowns. Let that awareness settle deep within you. What was meant to break you has become the stage for glory. You are not just surviving this war, you are conquering it. The war may rage, but peace now wears your armor. Every breath you take is victory declared. Every heartbeat, a drum that announces, light has already won. Even now, as you sit in the stillness of this moment, something beyond your understanding is moving on your behalf. The unseen is not empty, it is alive with motion, filled with the whispers of angels responding to divine command. Heaven never sleeps, and though your eyes cannot see them, messengers of light have been dispatched with purpose. You have felt it before. Even if you didn't know what it was, a sudden calm when panic should have consumed you. An unexpected peace when everything around you was falling apart. Those were not coincidences. Those were angels fulfilling their orders, guarding you when you couldn't guard yourself. There are realms of reality where words become assignments. The moment God speaks, creation obeys. His word is not a suggestion, it is a decree. And angels move at the sound of that decree. When he said, "Protect this one," heaven mobilized. When he said, "Heal this one," light began to flow through invisible channels to reach you. You are living inside answered prayer, though the fullness of it may not yet have unfolded. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 91, verse 11, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." It's a promise written not in ink, but in light. Every step you take is under surveillance, not the kind that limits you, but the kind that protects you. Heaven has eyes on every detail of your life, not out of control, but out of care. God watches, not from distance, but from within the breath between your thoughts. Think of the moments you narrowly escaped something, a car that swerved just in time, a fall that could have broken more than bones, a diagnosis that changed at the last moment. You called it luck. Heaven called it intervention. Angels do not always appear with wings and fire. Sometimes they show up as delay, as redirection, as a quiet voice inside whispering, "Don't go there." They move between seconds. They stand at the border between disaster and destiny, ensuring that what was meant to harm you bends back toward good. Even your mistakes, your wrong turns, your delays, angels have stood there too, turning what could have destroyed you into lessons that shaped you. You have been carried more times than you know. The protection over you is not fragile. It does not flicker with circumstance. It stands like an unshakable fortress, built by the very hands of the one who designed your days before you lived them. Every morning you wake is proof that divine guardianship still surrounds you. The air you breathe, the heartbeat that continues, the peace that occasionally washes over you for no reason. All of these are signatures of the unseen helpers heaven assigned to your name. Sometimes, the angelic doesn't look supernatural. It looks like a stranger who offers help at the perfect time. It looks like a friend who calls just when you needed to hear a kind word. It looks like a doctor's sudden insight or a child's unexpected laughter. Heaven often disguises its messengers in ordinary faces, reminding you that miracles wear human skin. You are not walking through this world unaccompanied. Even when you feel alone, the spiritual world is crowded with those who have been commanded to assist you. There are assignments attached to your life, beings of light assigned to ensure that what God has spoken over you cannot be undone. When despair comes, they hold you up. When temptation rises, they block the path. When the enemy whispers, they drown him out with truth. You are surrounded by protection that cannot fail because its source is perfection. The beauty of angelic presence is that it does not depend on your awareness. Even when you forget, they remember. Even when you wander, they follow. The covenant that covers you extends beyond your comprehension. Heaven guards what belongs to heaven. This is why you keep surviving. It is not random resilience, it is divine orchestration. You are kept, not by chance, but by choice. God chose you for preservation, for purpose, for testimony. Every attack that failed was proof of His command fulfilled. So, when the night feels heavy and you sense that everything around you is pressing in, remember you are outnumbered, but not by your enemies, by your defenders. There are more for you than against you. Their wings stretch farther than your fears can reach. Let this assurance settle deep within your soul. You are not fragile, you are fortified. The hands that carry you do not tire. The angels assigned to your life are not volunteers, they are warriors of obedience, sworn to the King who loves you. You do not have to call them, they are already near. You do not have to earn their help, it was ordered long before your first breath. You need only to walk in peace, knowing that heaven's watch has never ended. And when you lay your head to rest tonight, know that unseen sentinels keep their post. They hover close, whispering peace into your sleep, ensuring that nothing touches you without divine permission. Even in your dreams, you are guarded. You have more authority over your healing than you realize. The words you speak are not just sounds, they are seeds. Each declaration carries creative power, and heaven listens to every syllable. When you speak faith, light responds. When you declare truth, darkness loses its grip. The act of speaking is not casual, it is spiritual warfare in its purest form. Too often, you have spoken from pain instead of promise. You've said, "I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm broken," and the echo of those words built walls around your healing. But when you begin to speak differently, when you say, "I am strong, I am healing, I am whole," heaven agrees, and creation shifts in your favor. The same voice that carries your prayers also carries power. You are not a victim of circumstance, you are a carrier of divine authority. When you speak in faith, your words begin to rearrange the unseen. Every declaration becomes a command to your cells, your blood, your bones, your future. That's why what you say matters more than what you see. According to the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. You have eaten the fruit of your words before, sometimes sweet, sometimes bitter. But now, you are being invited to change your language, to move from survival speech to resurrection speech. Speak as though you already carry what you've been praying for. Let your mouth become an altar where healing begins. There is something holy about declaring healing before you feel it. It's not denial, it's alignment. When you say, "I am healed," you're not pretending, you're partnering with heaven's truth over your temporary reality. God's word doesn't react to your condition must react to God's word. The enemy wants silence because silence leaves space for fear to speak. But every time you open your mouth in faith, you silence the voice of darkness. Your words are fire, and fire consumes everything that dares to stand against divine order. When you say, "I am healed," it echoes in the unseen, shaking walls you didn't even know existed. So, start speaking life over your body, even if your voice trembles. Say it out loud in your home, in your car, in your quiet moments, because your body hears you. Cells listen when faith speaks. When you call healing by name, it recognizes its owner and returns home. There is authority in your declaration. When Jesus healed the sick, he often commanded healing with words, "Be clean, rise, see." He didn't negotiate with sickness. He spoke as one who knew that power responds to faith. That same spirit lives in you. Do not wait for someone else to declare it over you. Heaven has already placed the authority in your mouth. You are the prophet of your own healing. When you speak light, darkness has no choice but to retreat. When you speak peace, chaos cannot remain. Every phrase of faith you release becomes a decree written into the atmosphere. Remember, your mouth is not just for describing what is, it is for creating what will be. You are forming the world you will soon walk in. When you speak strength, heaven supplies it. When you speak restoration, divine order begins to rebuild what was lost. There is a mystery in this. Faith doesn't make you louder, it makes you clearer. It teaches your words to carry heaven's weight. And every time you open your mouth with conviction, the unseen world listens. Now, it's your moment to speak, not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. Let your voice become the trumpet that announces your healing. Let heaven and earth agree with your declaration. Write in the comments, "I am restored." Say it once, but mean it fully. Those 3 words are not a wish, they are a decree. When you write, "I am restored," you are commanding alignment between your spirit, soul, and body. You are affirming that what once was lost is returning 7-fold, that the broken places in you are being filled with new life. Every time that phrase appears, it becomes a spiritual echo, a ripple that strengthens others who see it. It tells heaven, "I agree with my healing," and it tells darkness, "You have no claim here. You have authority now. Speak with it, live with it, and watch as your words become the bridge between the promise and the miracle." When you type, "I am restored," you are not describing your wish. You are declaring a reality heaven already recognizes. Restoration begins the moment your faith finds language. Those 3 words act like keys turning in a divine lock. They open the door for peace to walk in, for strength to rise, and for your body to remember its original design. Every repetition deepens the truth within you. As you write it, imagine light tracing those words into your future, your spirit standing taller, your healing taking root, your wholeness unfolding. There is an oil that flows from heaven, not visible to the eyes, yet it moves like warmth through your soul. It is the oil of restoration, the fragrance of divine care. It moves quietly, gently, like morning dew resting on leaves. That is what's happening to you now. The healing has begun to soak deeper, not just touching the surface of your pain, but anointing the roots of it. You may not see the change all at once, but you can feel it. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The air feels softer, your spirit lighter. It's as if heaven has poured balm into your being and whispered, "You are made new." Every layer of hurt is being replaced with light. Every scar is turning into a reflection of grace. The Word of God reveals this mystery of healing and wholeness. It is written in the book of James, chapter 5, verse 14. "Is anyone among you sick? Let them call the elders of the church to pray over them and anoint them with oil in the name of the Lord." That same oil is flowing now, not through hands of men, but through the presence that fills this moment. You are being anointed for peace, not just recovery. Healing is not only about the body, it's about restoration of joy, hope, and connection. Imagine a cracked vessel under a steady stream of warm oil. The cracks don't vanish immediately. Instead, the oil fills them, seeps into them, and makes them shine. That's how grace works. It doesn't erase your past, it makes your past part of the beauty. Healing, when it's real, doesn't rush. It lingers, like fragrance after rain. It teaches you to breathe again, to trust again, to open your hands instead of clenching them. You are not being repaired, you are being renewed. And when something renews you that deeply, it's natural to want to pass it forward. Healing is not a possession, it's a river. It was never meant to stop with you. When you share it, it multiplies. If this message has touched your heart, let it ripple outward. When you like this message, it's like lighting a candle in a cathedral, one small flame joining thousands, each one pushing darkness a little farther away. When you share it, it's like sending a dove carrying a message of peace across storms you'll never see. You may not know whose night it will enter, whose soul it will soothe, but heaven does. You become a bridge between pain and peace, an unseen messenger of healing. When you subscribe, think of it as returning to the same sacred well each time your spirit grows thirsty. You're not following a voice, you're staying near a flow of light that reminds you who you truly are. And if your heart feels stirred to go a step further to give, let it be gentle and free. Giving is not obligation, it is overflow. When you feel restored, gratitude becomes its own language, and gratitude always finds a way to move. When you donate, imagine it as planting olive trees on sacred ground. Each tree represents a future soul that will rest under its shade. A person who will find hope because you made room for healing to continue. Your gift becomes the oil that keeps the light burning in other hearts. You are not paying for miracles, you are participating in their continuation. What you give carries your fingerprint of faith. It says, "Let what healed me become healing for someone else." This is how heaven moves through willing hearts, through gentle hands, through those who choose to keep the river flowing. Each act of kindness, each offering of love, becomes part of the divine ecosystem of grace. You see, when light touches your life, it never demands repayment. It invites reflection. You reflect it by sharing, by supporting, by keeping the flame alive in ways that feel true to you. Like, share, subscribe, give. These are not commands, they are responses to gratitude. Each one a whisper of thanks in motion. You can almost feel heaven smiling when you move like that. It's not about money, numbers, or recognition. It's about continuing the story of healing that began the moment you closed your eyes and said yes to being restored. Take another deep breath now. Let peace settle into your bones. Let gratitude fill the spaces where pain used to live. The same oil that anoints you now will flow through your life toward others. Every act of love, no matter how small, becomes part of that fragrance. When you like, you light. When you share, you send. When you subscribe, you stay. When you give, you grow. These are the rhythms of grace, the ways heaven turns individual healing into collective renewal. You are part of something sacred now. You carry the oil of heaven in your spirit. And every motion of love you make leaves a trace of light behind. There is a moment in every healing where the shift happens quietly. No bright flash, no trembling earth, just a still certainty that something has changed. You may not even be able to name it. Perhaps the pain has not completely gone, but it has lost its voice. The fear that once dictated your thoughts now speaks softer, smaller, as though it knows it has been defeated. This is how transformation often arrives, soft as breath, steady as dawn. You are stepping into that dawn now. The light that has been surrounding you is beginning to take root inside you. It doesn't just shine on you, it shines through you. You are learning that healing isn't a destination but a rhythm, a continual unfolding between heaven's touch and your willingness to receive. Every moment you choose peace over panic, gratitude over complaint. You are cooperating with restoration. The Word of God describes this renewal beautifully. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 8. Then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. There is something holy about that phrase, break forth. It means that healing is not passive, it's a force waiting to emerge. It's the sound of chains loosening, the feeling of pressure lifting, the warmth of life returning to places that felt frozen. You are not being repaired like an object. You are awakening like a living flame. Think of the dawn. It never argues with the night, it simply arrives. And darkness must retreat. Your light is rising in the same way. The sorrow that clung to you for so long is learning it can no longer stay. The sickness that settled into your body is realizing it no longer has ownership. You are being reclaimed by the light of the one who created you. Healing is not always about instant relief. It's about steady renewal. Sometimes God does it suddenly. Other times He does it in layers. Like the tide washing over the shore again and again, cleansing what was buried. Every wave of peace that touches you now carries a piece of heaven's patience. You are not behind, you are in process. Remember, the seed breaks before it grows. What feels like breaking in you might simply be the sound of new life pushing through old soil. The pressure you feel is purpose in motion. You are expanding into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. You've walked through seasons that tried to convince you the pain would never end. But look at you now, still standing, still breathing, still reaching toward hope. The endurance you've built is not wasted. It's becoming the foundation for a new chapter where strength is not borrowed but owned. Imagine your body as a garden that has weathered many storms. Some leaves may have fallen, some branches may have bent, but beneath the soil, roots were strengthening all along. The sun is returning now, and everything dormant begins to stir. That's what's happening inside you, life returning. Quietly, faithfully. There's a tenderness in this kind of renewal. It's not about grand gestures, but simple awareness, learning to recognize the beauty of what is already becoming whole. The absence of pain is not the only sign of healing. The presence of peace is. Let yourself notice the small miracles the morning you wake up with less heaviness. The laughter that feels easier. The thought that no longer hurts when it passes through your mind. These are signs that healing has woven itself into your everyday rhythm. The scars you carry will remain, but they will stop aching. They will no longer speak of what broke you, but of what built you. They will serve as reminders that you survived, and that survival was never the end. It was preparation for peace. Your story is shifting from pain to purpose. The places once filled with sorrow are becoming spaces of wisdom. You will speak from those places differently now, not from bitterness, but from compassion. The light that healed you will shine through your voice, through your presence, through your eyes. Others will feel it before you speak a word, and though you may not notice it yet, you have become a carrier of calm. The same peace that restored you now rests upon you like a mantle. Wherever you go, it will travel with you. The atmosphere around you has changed. It no longer carries heaviness but hope. You are living proof that healing is not only possible, it's inevitable when light is allowed to lead. This chapter of your life may not be loud or dramatic, but it will be holy. The quiet confidence you now carry will become a beacon for others who are still searching for their dawn. So keep walking forward. You do not have to chase the light. You are already walking within it. What once felt like endings are simply beginnings wrapped in disguise. Your body, your mind, your heart, they are learning harmony again. Healing is not something you lose, it's something you become. And now, you are becoming light. Healing is a journey of layers, and patience is the thread that holds them together. You've come far, but even now, there are moments when the waiting feels endless, when you wonder if the full miracle will ever arrive. But healing, real healing, moves like the tide. Sometimes it rushes in. Other times, it withdraws just far enough to gather more strength before returning. Do not mistake waiting for absence. Heaven is never idle. The silence between breakthroughs is not abandonment, it is preparation. God is not delaying your restoration, He is perfecting it. Every moment you feel still is a moment He is finishing something unseen, ensuring that when the blessing comes, it will never leave again. You have already felt His presence in whispers, in warmth, in peace that came when it shouldn't have. But now, you are being invited into a deeper trust, a faith that doesn't need visible proof to rest. You are being called to believe, not because you see results, but because you know His character. Faith that endures waiting is the purest kind. It says, even if I don't see it yet, I know it's working. Like a seed buried in the soil, your healing is growing quietly beneath the surface. The gardener doesn't panic when he cannot see the bloom. He trusts the process because he knows the law of life. What's planted in faith must rise in time. It was written in the letter to the Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." That promise holds you even now. Your proper time is closer than you think. You have not been forgotten. Every tear has watered the soil of your miracle. Every moment of endurance has made the roots stronger. The waiting is not punishment, it is preparation for a harvest that will not fail. Perhaps there were days you prayed with trembling lips, asking, "When?" God, and all you heard was silence. Yet silence does not mean no. Sometimes it simply means not yet. Heaven's timing often moves slower than your desire, but faster than your understanding. The waiting space is where faith deepens, where trust is tested and strengthened until it becomes unshakable. When you learn to rest in the middle of waiting, you enter true peace. Peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. Peace that whispers, "I'm safe, even here." That is the kind of peace that confuses the enemy and silences fear. It's the peace that says, even if I'm not there yet, I'm still blessed. Think of the moon. It doesn't panic when clouds hide it. It knows it's still shining above them. The same is true for you. Even when doubt clouds your vision, your light remains. The process of healing isn't about God trying to see if you deserve it. It's about Him teaching you how to sustain it. The moment you stop measuring your progress by what you feel and start trusting what He said, the waiting becomes lighter. You realize that delay doesn't mean denial, it means design. God is aligning every piece, every detail, every connection, until the moment everything unfolds perfectly. So take this pause as sacred. Let patience be your offering. Waiting is not wasted when it's done with faith. You are being prepared for something that won't fade like temporary relief. It will remain as lasting restoration. Now, as a prophetic act of faith and agreement, write in the comments 222. The number 222 is a symbol of divine balance and perfect alignment. It means heaven and earth are in agreement. What has been promised is being established. When you write 222, you are declaring, I am aligned with peace. I am synchronized with purpose. And I trust the unfolding of divine timing. Each two represents unity, spirit, soul, and body coming into harmony. Together, they form a rhythm of completion, a steady heartbeat that says, everything is working together for my good. It is not about numbers, it is about awareness. You are simply acknowledging that heaven's design is operating flawlessly in your favor. So, type 222 with quiet conviction. Not as a request, but as a response. Let it stand as your signature of trust. A symbol that says, I am standing in balance. I am walking in grace. I am ready for the harvest to come. When you write 222, you are not typing numbers, you are breathing alignment into motion. It is the silent agreement between your heart and heaven's perfect rhythm. Each two mirrors unity, God walking beside you, peace resting within you, and purpose unfolding before you. Together, they whisper, nothing is out of sync, all things are falling into place. So, when you type 222, imagine 3 lights forming a path ahead. With every digit, you are declaring harmony, your spirit, soul, and body moving together under grace. Every step guided by divine hands toward wholeness. There are moments in every story when everything goes quiet. The storm that once roared begins to fade, and for the first time in what feels like forever, you can hear your own breath again. That silence isn't empty, it's sacred. It's the pause between the battle and the breakthrough. the breath of heaven resting on you before the next chapter begins. You've walked through valleys that tried to convince you you'd never rise again. Yet, even in your weakest hours, there was someone holding you steady. You thought it was your own strength keeping you upright, but it was grace. Invisible yet unyielding, grace caught you each time you stumbled. Grace carried you when your body was too weary to continue. Now you stand on the other side of that valley, not untouched, but transformed. You've been refined by fire, and what's left is stronger, purer, steadier. The same pain that once bent you low has become the soil where endurance grew. You are no longer defined by what hurt you. You are defined by how you healed. As it was written in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 17, "But I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declares the Lord." That declaration is still active. It never expired. Restoration is not an event. It's a continual unfolding of divine mercy. You are walking proof that God restores. He doesn't just put the broken pieces back together. He redesigns them into something more beautiful than before. Think of gold refined by fire. It doesn't resist the flame, it yields to it, because it knows the heat will reveal its purity. The seasons that nearly consumed you were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to reveal what could not be burned away: your faith, your perseverance, your divine worth. Every scar you carry now tells a story, not of suffering, but of survival, not of defeat, but of deliverance. Scars are the handwriting of heaven, proof that pain was temporary, but grace eternal. You no longer need to hide them. They are evidence that healing didn't just visit, it stayed. Look back for a moment. Remember the nights you thought you wouldn't make it. Remember the mornings when you woke with no strength left to fight, yet somehow you did. Somehow light returned. Somehow your heart kept beating. That somehow was God's hand, the same hand that parted seas, lifted you through your storm. Now, the light that once surrounded you has settled inside you. It glows quietly in your eyes, in your presence, in the way you speak. You've become the answer to prayers you once prayed. The strength you carry now is not loud. It's the calm strength of someone who has seen the valley and knows who walks with them. Healing doesn't mean forgetting the pain. It means you can touch the memory without bleeding. It means you can talk about it without trembling. It means you can look back and thank God for not only getting you through it, but also transforming who you became because of it. This is the season where your peace will speak louder than your past. You won't need to prove to anyone that you've changed. The light within you will testify on your behalf. People will see it without you explaining a word. And soon, you'll notice how easily joy returns. It won't have to be forced anymore. It will come naturally, like breath. You'll find yourself smiling without reason, laughing without guilt, resting without fear. That is what divine wholeness feels like. It's not about perfection, it's about harmony. So, if you find yourself in a quiet season again, don't panic. Quiet is where God speaks the clearest. It's where strength regenerates and peace deepens. Sometimes He removes the noise not to punish you, but to prepare you, to remind you that you never needed the crowd, only His presence. You have been healed in ways you can't yet articulate. You've been fortified for futures you can't yet see. And though your journey has not been easy, it has been holy. You are no longer walking as someone recovering. You are walking as someone renewed. The battle that once defined you no longer does. The darkness that once frightened you now bows to your light. The season that tried to silence you has become the story you will tell others who need hope. You are no longer the wounded, you are the witness. Let the peace within you stay. Let gratitude become your language. You are whole. And wholeness is not a feeling, it's a way of being. You are not defined by the wounds that shaped you, but by the light that healed you. Every breath you take now is a quiet hymn of gratitude. Walk gently, for grace surrounds you. Wherever your feet tread, peace will follow, and every shadow will remember the strength of your light. When you look into the mirror now, something has changed. It's not just your reflection, it's the energy that surrounds it. There is peace where tension once lived, light where weariness once hid. The mirror does not only show your face, it reveals your healing. You can see it in the softness of your eyes, in the quiet assurance in your breath, in the gentle way you now speak to yourself. The world taught you to chase perfection, to fix every flaw, to hide every scar. But heaven teaches something different, that beauty begins where striving ends. Healing is not about returning to who you were before the pain. It's about becoming who you were meant to be through it. The reflection staring back at you now carries wisdom, strength, and grace that suffering carved into your spirit. As written in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 18, and we all, who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory, are being transformed into his image with ever-increasing glory. That transformation is not distant, it's happening now. You are not who you used to be. And that's not loss, it's evolution. Every layer of hurt that once covered you has peeled away to reveal something more radiant beneath. You have been sculpted by compassion, refined by endurance, softened by grace. The mirror of grace shows you truth without judgment. It reflects the divine imprint within you, the spark of God that pain could not extinguish. It whispers, you are still chosen, you are still loved, you are still enough. You once looked into the mirror and saw fatigue. Now you see resilience. You once focused on what was broken. Now you notice what is whole. This shift didn't happen overnight. It came through surrender, through every moment you chose to forgive, to breathe, to believe again. Healing has changed the way you see not only yourself, but everything around you. The faces you meet are no longer threats or strangers, they are stories, reflections of the same divine light you carry. You recognize pain in others now, not to judge it, but to hold it with compassion. You can see through their surface and understand that, like you, they are being shaped by unseen mercy. There's a certain tenderness that only the healed can carry, the way you look at life differently after walking through shadows. It's as if your eyes now perceive both the beauty and the fragility of the world at once. The same mirror that once revealed wounds now reveals wonder. You've learned that perfection was never God's intention, transformation was. You've stopped chasing flawless and started embracing faithful. You no longer need to hide what life has written on you, because those markings are the poetry of your becoming. Every healed soul eventually learns that self-acceptance is sacred worship. To look at yourself without criticism, to honor your own journey, to treat your reflection as holy ground that is grace in action. You are no longer an enemy to your image, you are a witness to God's craftsmanship. Think of how a river polishes stone. It doesn't do so violently, it shapes gently. Over time, through steady flow. That's what healing has done in you. The rough edges that once cut you have become smooth through constant grace. You shine now, not because you were never broken, but because you allowed love to flow over your fractures until they became lines of light. Even your silence is different now. It carries weight. It carries peace. The words you no longer need to speak are proof that your heart has found rest. You've learned that validation from others was never the goal. Peace within was. And this mirror, this holy reflection, isn't just for you. When others look into your eyes, they will see themselves differently. They will glimpse hope, courage, and the quiet reminder that healing is possible. You will become a living reflection of grace itself. You don't need to strive for glory. You already wear it. The same light that rises in the morning sky rises inside you. It doesn't depend on perfection. It depends on presence. God's image is not static. It grows brighter in those who live with open hearts. So, stand before your mirror without fear. What looks back at you is not a survivor, it's a creation renewed, a temple restored, a soul reborn. The reflection you see is heaven's handiwork, proof that grace does not just forgive. It transforms. Look again. You are light made in the likeness of the one who never stops shining. You are no longer the wounded reflection you once feared. You are light sculpted by mercy. Every scar now glimmers like a sacred signature of survival. Carry this mirror within you wherever you go. Let your presence remind the world that grace restores, transforms, and never returns empty. It only multiplies beauty. There comes a moment when the healed must rise, not to prove strength, but to live in it. The time for whispering prayers in the dark has passed. The dawn has already arrived. You no longer stand in recovery, you stand in revelation. What once broke you now bows before you. Heaven calls this moment not after, but beginning. You were never meant to stay hidden in healing. You were meant to carry it outward, to walk as proof that restoration is real. Every step you take now sends ripples through the unseen, telling others that what was once impossible can bloom again. You've become a living melody of grace, a song that heaven wrote long before pain entered your story. The Gospel of John, chapter 11, verses 43 and 44, records a miracle that echoes through time. Lazarus, come out. The dead man came out, his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen. Those words still move in the spirit today. God speaks them over you now. Come out, not from a tomb of stone, but from the smallness of old identity. The linens of fear and shame are loosening. You are free to step forward, clothed in light. This is your rising. And rising is not a one-time act, it's a rhythm, a continual unfolding. Each time you choose courage over comfort, truth over silence, faith over fear, you rise again. The same spirit that called Lazarus by name is calling you now. And as you rise, you carry a fragrance with you, the scent of restoration. People will feel peace around you before you speak. They will sense light in your presence. And though they may not know why, they will feel hope again. That's the mark of the healed. They don't have to announce their transformation, it simply shines through them. Now, if these words find you, let them rest where they land. Feel the gentle tug of gratitude stirring inside you. The warmth that says, this message is for me. When something touches your soul like that, it's not demand, it's invitation. When you like this message, imagine planting a flag of light in unseen lands. Each heart that taps that symbol becomes part of the territory reclaimed from darkness. A simple gesture, yet it signals to heaven. The light reached me, and I choose to keep it alive. When you share it, see yourself as a messenger carrying jars of oil through the night. Every share pours a drop of that oil onto someone else's flame, keeping it from going out. You never know whose final bit of hope your action might preserve. When you subscribe, think of it as returning to the same garden where you were first healed. You visit not out of obligation, but because the air there reminds you of peace, and you wish to breathe it again. And if your heart stirs, leave a comment, just a few heartfelt words. Think of each comment as a stone placed on a riverbank, building a path for others who will come after you. Your words might become the stepping stones someone else needs to reach the other side of their pain. And if you ever feel moved to give, let it be like offering a small stone to build an altar of light. Your donation becomes a quiet act of worship, an acknowledgement that what touched you should continue to touch others. You are not paying for words. You are sowing into the soil where more souls will find their awakening. Every act, no matter how gentle, becomes part of heaven's echo. Each one whispers, "Keep the light moving." You're not responding to a request, you're joining a flow, like rivers feeding the sea. Your actions merge with grace, expanding the reach of hope beyond your sight. You see, generosity in the kingdom is not transaction, it's continuation. Love is the only currency heaven recognizes, and every act born from gratitude multiplies, whether through a click, a word, or a gift. You are adding your light to the constellation of faith that keeps this message alive. So, if your heart stirs, respond not because you must, but because something beautiful inside you wishes to move. Every motion of kindness, every offering of love, becomes another step in your rising. Take a breath. Let your spirit smile. You are no longer the one waiting for life to begin. You are the one carrying life wherever you go. And as you walk forward, remember this: your rising is never just for you. Each act of gratitude becomes a beam of light that reaches another soul still wrapped in silence, whispering, "Come out. There is light here too." Like, share, comment, subscribe, give, not as duties, but as petals falling from a tree in bloom, natural, effortless, beautiful. This is what it means to rise healed, to live as proof that love always multiplies. Rise gently, for grace has already gone before you. Every act of love you release returns multiplied, weaving your name into the endless melody of light. A new chapter has begun, though it might not look different at first glance. The sky still stretches wide above you. The same streets wait outside your door, and yet everything feels lighter. The weight that once sat on your shoulders has dissolved into peace, so subtle it almost feels like silence. This is what healing does. It doesn't erase the ordinary, it transforms how you see it. You walk through familiar places with unfamiliar calm. The world hasn't changed, but your eyes have. Where you once saw impossibility, you now see process. Where you once saw delay, you now recognize divine timing. It's as if heaven has given you new vision, not to escape reality, but to perceive the sacred woven within it. Your body feels different too, not just in strength, but in awareness. You notice the rhythm of your breathing, the way the air tastes cleaner, the quiet gratitude that rises unprompted. Healing doesn't always roar with fanfare. It hums like music only your spirit can hear. Every cell seems to understand something. Your mind is still learning. I am safe now. God doesn't just heal you. He reintroduces you to yourself. You are meeting the version of you that pain had buried. This self is gentler, wiser, slower to rush, and quicker to forgive. You no longer crave validation from what once wounded you. You've realized that peace doesn't need to prove itself. It simply exists. As written in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. That verse is no longer theory for you, it's experience. You've seen how even the darkest seasons folded into purpose. The delays that frustrated you became divine detours that saved you. The heartbreak that once hollowed you became space for compassion to grow. The sickness that frightened you became the stage for God's strength to show itself. Nothing was wasted. Every thread was purposeful. Every tear accounted for. When you finally understand that, gratitude becomes effortless. You stop needing every question answered. The why fades beneath the beauty of how far you've come. Peace doesn't require explanation, it simply feels right. Like the closing of a circle. This chapter is about movement, not the frantic motion of striving, but the steady pace of purpose. You've been carried for so long, and now heaven whispers, walk again. You are not being pushed into labor, you are being invited into flow. Everything that once felt like survival is becoming creation. You are now the vessel through which light travels into the world. Healing always leads to purpose. Pain that is redeemed becomes compassion. Weakness that is surrendered becomes wisdom. You are being shaped not only to live healed, but to live useful, to bring peace where chaos reigns, to bring patience where fear thrives, to bring love where it has long been forgotten. You are the continuation of a miracle. Every time you choose kindness over bitterness, you extend heaven's work on earth. You may never see the ripple of your smallest gestures, but heaven does. Nothing offered from a healed heart goes unnoticed. Think of this life now as a garden entrusted to you. Every breath, every thought, every word is a seed. Some grow quickly, some slowly, but all of them matter. Healing gave you new soil, fresh ground where grace can grow freely. You no longer plant from fear of lack, you plant from the abundance of having been restored. The gentle steadiness you now feel is not the absence of storms, it's the presence of roots. The winds may still come, but they cannot uproot what has been grounded in divine hands. You've become anchored in faith, and that anchor holds even when waves rise high. This is the peace that passes understanding. It doesn't depend on circumstances, because it comes from something unshakable. You have walked through the fire and learned that the flame refines but does not consume. You carry that wisdom like quiet armor now, not heavy, but sure. When you wake tomorrow, notice the difference in how light touches the room. Notice the warmth that meets you instead of the ache. Notice how your heart no longer races with dread, but hums with anticipation. This is the life you prayed for. It arrived quietly, like sunrise creeping over the horizon. You don't need to chase destiny anymore. You are already walking in it. You don't need to search for signs. You've become one. Every step, every smile, every breath is testimony that grace still wins. This is the new chapter, the one written in peace, no longer defined by waiting, but by living no longer shaped by fear, but by faith. You are the healed one now, the living echo of divine promise fulfilled. The wind will carry your name softly across tomorrow's dawn. Every sunrise will remember your courage, and every sunset will fold your story gently into eternal light. Heaven remembers every moment of your journey, the trembling beginnings, the nights of surrender, the whispers of faith that carried you through the valley. Nothing was overlooked, nothing forgotten. What you endured has been recorded in divine memory, not as suffering, but as transformation. The testimony of your healing has become a fragrance that rises before the throne of God, pure and enduring. You may never fully understand how deeply heaven has been involved in your story. Each prayer you thought disappeared into silence was stored like a seed in sacred soil. Every tear watered those seeds until, at the appointed time, life began to bloom again. What felt like loss was often planting. What looked like an ending was always the beginning of resurrection. This is the mystery of grace. It doesn't erase the past, it rewrites it. Every chapter that once made you weep now carries new meaning. The same roads that exhausted you are now paths of memory filled with gratitude. You can look back without pain, because pain no longer owns the story. Grace does. You stand now as a living witness, not only to survival, but to sacred renewal. You have walked through fire and come out shining like gold. Heaven looks upon you not with pity, but with pride. You fulfilled your part to believe, to endure, to stay open when everything in you wanted to close. That is faith in its truest form. As written in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4, He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. That promise was not meant only for eternity, it begins here. In this moment of your restoration, the old order has indeed passed away. The pain that governed your days has lost its authority. The mourning that once defined your nights has given way to peace. What remains is light, steady, sacred, everlasting. You have crossed the threshold between struggle and serenity. The same faith that carried you through the storm now carries you across calm waters. This peace you feel is not fragile, it is fortified by the battles you've survived. You've been trained by trial to live unshaken. Nothing outside of you can steal what heaven has planted within you. When you look at your life now, you see the fingerprints of divine orchestration everywhere. The people who left, the places that changed, the delays that once broke your heart, all of them were movements in a greater symphony. You couldn't hear the melody then, but now it's clear. Every note was leading to this harmony, this stillness, this strength, and heaven rejoices with you. The angels that once stood guard through your hardest nights now celebrate your awakening. Their songs do not sound like music you can hear, but you can feel them in the peace that hums quietly around you. You are walking inside a divine melody, and every heartbeat is in rhythm with heaven's joy. What you carry forward now is more than testimony, it is presence. Wherever you go, you will bring peace with you, not because you try, but because it's who you've become. Those who cross your path will sense it, and something in them will exhale, as if recognizing a familiar light. You will not need to preach. Your existence will speak. Healing was never just for your body, it was for your purpose. You've been prepared to stand as a reminder that love still heals, that faith still works, that heaven still moves in human hearts. You are the living echo of a truth that can never fade. God restores. Walk gently now. You are a vessel of light in a world that has forgotten its own reflection. Carry peace like a lantern. Let kindness flow like water from your words. Do not rush to change the world. Let your calm change the air around you. That is enough. In the quiet of this moment, heaven smiles. The story is complete, yet it continues. You are whole. You are restored. And you are seen. Every breath you take now is worship. Every step is sacred. Every sunrise from this day forward will carry your name in heaven's chorus of gratitude. You have not only been healed, you have become healing itself. The silence that follows healing is never empty. It hums with divine memory. Every breath you take now carries the echo of prayers once whispered in pain but answered in love. Grace walks beside you like an old friend, tracing the outlines of your journey with gentleness. Nothing you lost was wasted. Every fragment was used to build this peace within you. Step forward with that quiet strength. The world will not always notice, but heaven always will. Your light has become a language of mercy, a living promise that healing, once received, never truly ends. If these words have reached you, it's not by accident. They found you because light always finds its reflection. You have walked through 17 chapters of awakening, and though this script ends here, your journey with peace does not. It continues every time you choose faith over fear, calm over chaos, hope over despair. And if your heart feels that familiar warmth, the one that says, "This spoke to me," let it move gently. When you like this message, it's like leaving a candle burning in a quiet chapel. You're not doing it for applause. You're simply letting the light stay a little longer for the next soul who will wander here. When you share it, imagine scattering seeds into the wind. You may never see where they land, but they will grow in unseen gardens, in hospital rooms, in lonely hearts, in silent nights where someone else will finally feel understood. When you comment, think of it as carving your name into the wall of this sacred space. Each word becomes a small testimony, a ripple of gratitude that says, "I made it through too." You may never meet the ones who read it, but your voice could be the echo that steadies their trembling. When you subscribe, it's not about following, it's about staying connected to a current of peace that keeps flowing. Every time you return to the same source of stillness that first healed you. And if your heart ever stirs to give, let it be like offering a drop of oil to keep the lamp burning. Your donation is a quiet continuation of light, helping more hearts find warmth in the same glow that reached you. The story closes, but the flame remains. Carry it gently, and let it shine wherever you go.